Very unusual, but Bobby Fong and Jake Gagne with Ashton Yates on the front row. More on that in a sec.
How awesome is that? And Hayden Gillum, Bobier, and Sean Dillon Kelly, Greg, back there on row number 2. Then we got Andrew Lee, Uribe, and Escalante. Then there's Josh Herron, Benjamin Smith, a great qualifying effort, only a second off, and Max Flinders just outside there in 12th place. Bryce Cornbow, JD Beach, Danilo Lewis, Dion Campbell, Max Stouffer, straight from Australia, and Jason Waters outside of row number 6. A little further back, we got Bobby Davis, Tony Blackall, and Marquez there, rounding out our field and make sure everybody gets off safe.
Hold your breath, it's time for a race start. Here we go. Clutches are out and off to turn 1 we go. And it looks like the 32 of Gagne got a good launch on his machine.
Dude.
And look at Josh Herron up into 3rd place already.
Insane.
From 10th. I told you, man.
Wow.
Guy's so good at starting. He has not given this championship up yet. But Jake Gagne, the 32, a little bit of movement from the rear end of the motorcycle as the Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha rider squeezes the throttle.
That is unbelievable. My colleague here, Greg, said to me, he said, Jay, he gets great starts on that Ducati. You are not lying. That was a rocket ship start. And now you see Gagne leading with Bobby Fong in 2nd. Herron's going to take shots immediately. If he can get through, he's going to take a shot. As you can see, I'm trying to go around the outside right now of Bobby Fong. Bobby's going to know he is there. So Bobby's going to try to make quick work of his teammate just in front of him. And so, Bobier's 4th.
He is. So Bobier's 4th. So we have all the contenders there. And Jay, you and I talked off camera about the complexity of this championship. It's Bobby Fong who has a teammate that can help him, and Herron is by himself, and so is Cameron Bobier in terms of they don't have any teammates, so they're working this by. Oh, the rider goes down.
That looked like a Honda, but we'll wait and see exactly who that was. That looked like it is. Is it
Hayden Gillum?
It is Hayden Gillum
on the 69 goes down.
And that's one of the guys that we figured would be up in that front lead group.
Yeah.
So Gillum goes down. How about Gagne out front streaking away right now? I think, for Bobby, he just wants to make sure everything gets good, but he's going to have this Ducati coming up alongside of him as soon as he gets rid of a tear-off.
Championship contenders, the number 1 and the number 6. Here we go. Bobby Fong out of the draft on his teammate. He's going to go up the inside, is Fong, but Gagne is going to sweep around the outside. Now, Jake Gagne is Team Yamaha. He told me directly, I am Team Yamaha.
And you can see Bobier was trying to do the same to Herron right behind him. Now, Herron's close enough to draft that 2nd Yamaha in the line there. Herron's going to go through on Gagne down the front straightaway, cuts across the front of him. So Herron does not want to let Bobby Fong get away. He's got his teeth dug in here. Yeah, look at this. This is going to be a draft and pass move. He's going to go right across the front there of Gagne. Good pass for Herron. Greg, we got 5 different brands in the top 6 right now. When you look at the gap difference between Bobby and Josh, that's 22 points. So the real difference here, this is what we needed to have a talk about here. These 3 guys, when you're racing head-to-head with just one person, it makes a difference. Now there's 2 people that each one of these 3 riders have to think about when they're out there riding. For Bobby, to give up 5 points to Herron on the race 1 isn't that big of a deal. But he doesn't want to give up those 5 points. As you see, Benjamin Smith on the 78 is up along the tire wall here. He was running amazing, Greg. He was running 7th. And so I'm not exactly sure what happened to Benjamin.
And tight turns, too.
He's right on the wheel, but then when they get into this fast right, Bobby feels really good on the Yamaha, and he's able to hold off that Ducati down the straight. If there's any way that Gagne can help his partner, it's going to be to try to get somewhere up underneath him, as Herron's going to have a look down into turn 1 on this lap.
Here goes Josh Herron from 10th on the grid to leading this race number 1, and Bobby Fong's going, what just happened here? So Herron to the lead after losing about 0.6 of a lap.
And you see here, Greg, they come across the line. He drafts by Bobby just enough to show that red Ducati's up the inside. Bobby's going to recognize that right there, give him a little bit of room. But now I feel like what Herron's going to want to do is win this race. He might not have the best grip, but he's so good getting into corners that if he can just get into the corners well enough to where Bobby can't get by, you're really at that point, you're following. The guy who's got the toughest job right now, believe it or not, is Gagne, as Bobby Fong takes a shot into turn 5.
So there goes Bobby Fong to the lead. He pulls off the pass, and you can see that the group bunched up when Josh Herron was leading, and the lap times had dropped to the 1:21
Yeah, well, right now you can see he's going to straight line it right to turn 5, and Bobby Fong knows he's got 3 Superbike champions behind him at this moment. So Bobby makes quick work there of Herrin as they go down into turn 5. We'll see if these lap times start. Doesn't want to impact the championship too much in the sense of in a negative way, as Beaubier looks like he's got a run on Gagne going down into turn number 1. Let's see if he's able to make this pass. Now you got your top 3 championship guys all battling for the lead, Greg.
So Beaubier into 3rd.
If Herrin opens up the door going into 5, next lap by, as he gets in a little bit deep, Greg, that's off camber going into 6, and you can see the Ducati got in a little bit deep, lost the front ever so slightly and prevented him from turning. There's a gap now that's starting to create. Bobby Fong would love nothing more than to see a second on his pit board. I know that team's not going to show it to him this lap, but that turn 5 area, it looks like the one place where Josh could be a little susceptible to a pass from that number 6. If the 6 can be close enough through that fast turn 4, expect to see him go through as he runs over the inside curbing.
Yeah, a little bit out of shape for the number 1. Onto the front straightaway we go. And here is the number 6 as Herrin shakes his head because he knows what just happened, and he's going to give up a position to Beaubier. So Beaubier now takes over 2nd spot, and we'll see if he has anything in the tank to go after Fong and try to close that gap as Beaubier with another front-end save.
Oh, what a move by Fong to get by that traffic there. That's going to hold these guys up all through this spot. That is
X-Star Suzuki of
SDK.
Sean Dylan Kelly, and he is now in the mix for the Vision Wheel Rider.
Yeah, he's done a good job of just keeping the fight. And you can see that mid-corner speed that the Ducati had over the BMW?
Yeah.
That's Cameron just being a little bit safe through the middle of turn 6. When you start losing the front so big that your outside foot comes off the foot peg, that's a big warning sign. And you can see Bobby Fong now, 1.9 seconds to your point last time by, Greg. The first split, he matched, Beaubier matched in the second split, 10th quicker again for Fong. Let's see what the third split looks like. 28.3, he's got another 10th. So he's this lap now, he should have over a 2-second lead at the front, should the number 50.
Extremely fast turn number 12 onto the front straightaway. Beaubier behind the bubble, and it looks like Herrin got a good run as he goes side by side. You can see on the shadows that it looks like inside position for the number 1. So Josh Herrin will take 2nd place away from Cameron Beaubier.
Man, it looked like Herrin got in there a little bit quick into that last corner. He makes that pass. SDK now looks like he's going to take a stab at Gagne. You see it in the background there. There goes the 40. So the 40 of SDK goes up underneath Gagne. Let's see if he can play a factor into this, because what does he want to do?
He wants a podium.
He wants to get that team on the podium.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is all about Sean Dylan Kelly's contract is up. There's been a lot of conversation about what his future holds for 2026.
Just totaling how that compares to what Bobby Fong has had over the course of the weekend. He's done 60 laps through the session compared to Beaubier's 45 and Herrin's 41. So he knows now with 3 laps to go, he's got a ton of confidence in what's underneath him. He knows exactly how those tires hold on for the full stint of this 20-lap race. And so for him, he's able to just put his head down and go down and attack.
And that's not Bobby Fong just here. It's been Bobby Fong on the grind all year long. Here comes Sean Dylan Kelly side by side with Beaubier. We talked about how close he's going to race it, but no contact.
Yeah, but let me tell you what this is. Sean Dylan Kelly, that's good bike control, a little bit of room as well. See right here, SDK thinks, okay, I think I got this. But then he's going to see Cameron start to come down back across the front, and you'll see Beaubier just kind of give him a little bit of room. Both those guys, that's tight, Greg. But
the machine they put together with swing arms, Superbike swing arm and triple clamps with a stock 1000 motor in 6th. And now Beaubier up the inside. He's going to stand Herrin up. So he'll take over the spot for the moment with about a lap and a half to go. So much more racing to go. And that's what Sean Dylan Kelly wants to see.
Back. Now, Greg, it really is a run to the flag. Will the Ducati be able to draft back past that BMW?
Herrin's roll speed is impressive.
It is.
Oh, it looked like he almost tucked it for a moment there, but Herrin in good shape. So final couple corners to go for Bobby Fong and for Beaubier, Herrin and Sean Dylan Kelly. What does Kelly have? Does he have anything on the run? Here we go. Onto the front straightaway comes our race leader and this battle for 2nd and 3rd place. So for Bobby Fong, he's out front. He comes across the stripe. He will take the checker flag and the big win. And the drag race to the line has Beaubier 2nd, Josh Herrin in 3rd, and Sean Dylan Kelly a 1/10 of a second behind. So close to that podium.
They both knew every point was going to be, crucial going into tomorrow, because you never know what can happen with Bobby, or something can come up. So every point for those two, they were fighting hard for it. Josh Herrin, to be honest, it's a tough combination to beat when you got a rider like Bobby riding the way he's riding, and then also on a really good team. But you know, Herrin and Beaubier, they're going to stay here late tonight, work with their crews, see if they can't make some improvements and come out a little better tomorrow. And you know, one thing they're going to have to watch out for tomorrow, I think, is Sean Dillon Kelly right there as well toward the end of that Superbike race. So, you know, it's another name that they're going to look for. As you see Herrin up there going to collect his third place there with Beaubier there on the podium as well. And for Bobby Fong, I think he's getting used to this up here on top of the podium. Could hear him. I liked in his interview where he said he couldn't celebrate this victory yet. It's just, I love listening to these podium interviews on the first race, and somebody comes out and wins a Superbike race, and he's already, you know, extends his points lead. He's already thinking about going into the races tomorrow, how big tomorrow are. He knows how good the two guys he's fighting with this championship. And Bobby's team, they did it before, so I think he can lean.
So we have Fong with 3.3, and then Herrin right there, just a couple hundredths behind with Sean Dillon Kelly also. Then Gagne, Uribe, great result for him, Ashton Yates, and Escalante. Let's get out of Jamie in winner's circle.